You ever been to London?
Never
England?
left the continent.
Really?
No.
I guess
I've traveled a lot on the continent. But I've
I guess
never left
technically
North America.
I haven't left the continent either. Because is Cuba still North America or is Cuba like Central America?
I think Cuba is central.
What continent?
It's pretty close to Florida.
Cuba in North America. Yeah, so I haven't left the continent. I'm going next like fall. I'm going to Europe.
Are you?
But
next this coming winter, I'm going to Costa Rica.
yeah, just shits and giggles.
Apparently, my in-laws want to take all their kids and family to Costa Rica, so I'm like, okay, I won't fight you on this.
And that's interesting because I have always considered your in-laws family. So just let me know when.
Right. Okay.
Have you ever seen London Calling?
No. Is it a British soap opera?
Sure. This is a little bit of a unique rinky-dink for us.
Yeah, something's happening, I guess, that I'm not fully aware of.
So, as has been...
I get to know at the same time all of you, but not really.
Not really.
And you're going to find out
this will
weeks
come out
from
in a few
now.
weeks.
Yeah.
As has been the tradition as of late, the films that I'm choosing for you have been, I think the last 3 films have been like, I saw this movie this week,
Yeah.
and this is the one I'm showing you.
Yeah.
I did it for Sinners, I did it for Weapons, and now London Calling. So unique episode today, because not only is it a film that I just saw this week, not only is it a film review where Carl and I are going to do our regular back and forth, same as normal. But then before completely wrapping up the video, we're going to sort of segue off to a segment with Pete and I also talking about this film. And the reason that is because earlier this afternoon, Pete and I sat down with the director. And,
of this film?
Yeah. And,
cool.
And chatted about the
Director? Who's the director?
The process. And
Oh.
so the director is Alan Ungar, who Pete and I have talked to before.
Writer and director.
For his last big film, Bandit.
Right.
Which was also had Josh Duhamel in it, had Mel Gibson in it, had, yada, yada. So that's sort of what inspired. And this is not like, Pete and I were going to record an episode, a review for this movie regardless. So me choosing this to show you is not some shill. It was genuinely Brianne and I watching it and going, oh, I think Carl would like this. I think Carl would have fun with this. And so now that we're into November uploads, I was like, well, we've got this brief window between Spooky and
Christmas.
Where we get to, you
whatever.
get like 2 movies and I get 2 movies, and then we're back into sort of a narrow category.
Before we went on air here, you were like, so just give me can you give me a heads up? Like, are you going to crap all over this movie? Or
well, I mean,
at first I was just like, you'll find out. But now it makes sense because you're afraid Alan's going to listen to the film. And if I crap all over it, we'll never have him on the show again.
No. Listen, I have...
Sorry, Alan, it's garbage. You can go suck a duck.
A duck? No, as we have said several times on this podcast, integrity matters. The integrity of the podcast, in the sense that if a film sucks, in our opinion. We're going to tell you that it sucks.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a small, we would just plan it around. The next time we reach out to Alan for an interview, we would say Carl won't be.
Don't worry, Carl's not going to be
on the call. But hello and welcome to the Movie Men podcast.
We're the B team.
Why'd you go real Southern with that?
I don't know.
I started watching. I have to tell you about this. The other night. So we're planning. Brianne and I are planning a wedding,
right?
And I'm not going to give away too much in terms of like the theme that we're thinking over the air. You and I can talk about it, but like sort of the colors and the
sure.
decoration aesthetic that we're going for the wedding. But I had this. Sometimes you like set out to do something. You say you load YouTube to watch something specific, but then there's something else on your landing page, and so you click on that.
You end up down a rabbit hole.
And then 2 hours later, you know everything about pipe smoking. So that's what happened to me the other night. I was like, all right, Brianne's working nights. I've done the dishes. The house is feeling clean. I can just relax and do whatever I want. This is like 9 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night. I'm going to play some video games. It's going to be great. I'm going to check up and see, just see if there's any new trailers first. And then I think I saw a video. I think there was a video on the landing page about pipeweed, which is what tobacco is called in Tolkien's universe, right? And I was like, oh, it's a 5-minute video breaking down the origins of it within Middle Earth and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll watch that. And then it just became this like, beginners, the do's and don'ts of pipe smoking and all this stuff. And pipe smoking is one of those things. My grandfather smoked a pipe. Somewhere here I have his pipe, or one of his pipes. And it's always just, especially like a really aromatic tobacco.
Yeah.
Pipe smoke.
One of my dad's best friends
is a nice smell.
Is smoked a pipe, and I don't like the smell of any other kind of smoked,
right? Like cigars or anything.
Even marijuana.
It's skunky.
Yeah, but yeah, pipe smoke is just like, it smells. It's like burning wood almost.
So, anyways, when all was said and done, after these 2 hours, I had this unremovable image in my head of the wedding's done. It's like 1:30 in the morning, right? People are cleaning up chairs. They're doing whatever. This is outside. And I'm sitting like under a tree in the distance, looking at I'm in the dark. You can see the lit tent and whatever, and
watching the festivities
and I'm
from
just
distance.
but it's all done.
Okay,
the party's over, and I'm just sort of taking in the events of the day, smoking a very Bilbo Baggins kind of pipe, and I'm like, and
that's 3 feet long.
The image got in my head, and it's so in my head now that I'm like, I'm gonna buy a pipe, and this is like that's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be my thing. But so anyways, while watching
I didn't do that on my wedding.
While watching these videos, sort of segueing off of the Southern accent you did, there was this one. There's several YouTube channels dedicated to pipe smoking, and there's one of this guy named, I think it's Dr. something Harrelson. I can't remember. It's Alan Harrelson or something. And he'd be somewhere between your and my age, right? So he's like mid-30s, I would guess.
Okay.
Ginger, beard, from Southern Kentucky.
Okay.
And he is just like, his voice is ASMR. Because he is just, even though he sounds like if you were to close your eyes, it's very gravelly and it's very Kentucky.
Voice.
Well, but it's very Kentucky too.
Right.
So it's like if you were to close your eyes and go, what do I imagine Colonel Sanders sounded like? Right? So he's just this guy and he's like, I'm here.
Eat a bucket of fried chicken.
I'm here smoking a pipe.
Eating some fried chicken.
And the fine, like, it's just his cadence too, right? The fine thing about smoking a pipe is that if you get the right tobacco, right? Like, and it's just mesmerizing. And I'm just watching this. So now I know almost everything. You could show me a picture of one of the 200 different varieties of pipe shapes, and I'll be like, oh yeah, it's a church warden, or it's a billiard straight, or it's a
Fun.
yeah. So London Calling,
yeah, it's a movie.
Initial impressions.
You go first.
So I went into this movie not knowing it was a comedy. I went into it. I hadn't watched any trailers. I was just kind of like, I knew sort of from a brief synopsis that it had to do with a hitman.
Right.
And that it was, obviously I knew who was in it and I knew who was directing it. But that was pretty much it. I have notoriously, for the last 2.5 decades, been pretty consistently disappointed with the genre of comedy.
Yeah, it's fallen off.
Everything's been very lowbrow.
Even like
everything's very
like,
stoner com.
Even like people who, when I was younger, were like, oh, these are the go-to people that are making great comedies.
Even they're not that good anymore.
Yeah.
That being said, having watched the movie twice now, I would place this in my top 10 comedies of maybe the 2000s. Certainly the last 10 years. I think in the last 10 years, this falls into my top 10, easily the top 10, because there's not that many good ones, of comedies that are... there's a lot of F-bombs and stuff in this movie. There is some drugs, but it's really not crass humor. It's sort of wholesome, slapsticky at times, buddy cop, road trippy kind of humor. And I just had so much fun with this movie. I think it's funny. I think it's... got some great action and gunplay in it, and for a film that has comedy and action, it has a surprising and extremely pleasant amount of heart. It's got a lot of there's some layers in this film. It's not a,
and you're not saying that because Alan's going to listen.
No. This is genuinely. Sometimes when I sit down to watch a film that is homework for the podcast, that is like, oh, we're going to talk to so and so, whatever. I go into the films and I'm like, okay, this is not my type of film. Now I have to, I'm not going to pretend I like it more than I like it, but I have to invest myself enough in this that I can conduct an interview that is, worthwhile. I finished watching this movie the other night and I was like, I cannot wait to talk to this man again, because what he's done here with this deceptively low budget indie film is... It doesn't feel low budget and indie, and is, I think, a pretty great achievement. What do you think of London Calling?
I think.
Well, anyways, that's all the time we have. No, go ahead.
Dick. I think it's a fun film. I did enjoy it. You hyped it up, and
Brienne and I both thought that you would be
Brienne
rolling on the floor.
Brienne, like a few minutes in, or maybe it was right before as it started rolling, she was like, "You got to stop hyping it up. You're gonna overhype it."
Yeah,
maybe she was right.
Maybe I overhyped it
because it was not nearly as funny as you made it seem like.
It
had funny moments, and it was a lot of fun, and there was fun action, but yeah, it wasn't what you made it sound like.
And I think comedy is one of those things too, right? Where like comedy
super subjective
is so subjective,
super,
and so there's a lot of subtle jokes. I think where I find a lot of the humor in this film, like there's some more on the nose jokes, like Julian going to slide across the hood of the car and he just kind of does a tumble.
Oh yeah,
instead.
Great. There's a great slapstick bit.
But it's a very direct, on the nose, in your face. Here's a joke. Here's a punchline. Laugh at it. I think for me, where I find a lot of the humor in this film, where this film cracks me up, is absurdist humor. Right? Is the moments of just the absurdity of the situation, like even before any line is spoken. When they cut to when what's his name, Rick? Who plays? What's the name of Julian's dad's character?
Rick.
I think it's Rick. Yeah, when Rick, immediately following Rick telling Tommy,
well,
you got to take
Benson. Rick Hoffman's the actor.
Right, Benson. Yes, when Benson first tells Tommy, you got to take Julian on your next hit. And the very next shot is just a shot of Tommy and Julian sitting at the same side of the table. Julian sitting there with a notepad and Tommy sitting back, sort of the seasoned pro. Even that imagery I found funny. Because it's just the absurdity of these two being paired up for their briefing for the hit that's about to go down.
You don't get a good look at the notepad. There's a few shots where it's kind of like in the peripheral of the shot.
He's got some doodles on there.
Yeah, there's doodles on there. And it almost, like, I would love to know what was doodled on it. Because part of me, like, I felt like at one point there was like, the doodles were of like role playing. Maybe there was a dragon on there. So like, like he was off in La La Land for a few moments before
and then the dragon swoops in.
But I don't know. I don't know if that was on there, but it looked like that's the kind of doodles that were on there.
Right. Yeah.
So let us know, Alan.
So yeah, no, I mean, I think it's funny. It does have a lot of heart.
The absurd moments are a lot of fun and they are funny, but yeah, it's just none of it. There were a few moments that made me audibly kind of laugh, like a little chuckle. But yeah, nothing busted a gut.
My favorite line in this movie, and I think it was yours too, is "Strawberries aren't really berries."
Yeah, and that's again like one of those absurd moments.
Yeah,
you got any last words for me?
Well, because the kid's completely coked out, right?
Yeah.
Like he's had cocaine for the first time 15 minutes prior.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think it's a lot of fun. And yeah, the heart, like. When we were talking with Alan earlier today, he said something that had not previously, it was not something I had fully tapped into, and I was about to say, and he's totally right. Of course, he's right. He's it's his movie.
Yeah.
But it really rang true for me watching it this time, which is this is a film about fathers and sons, right? You've got Tommy and him being a father to his son.
Yeah.
You've got Benson being just a shit father to Julian, right? In the same sentence, it's like, I'm going to beat the hell out of you and you need to man up and
love you,
you're
son.
A total piece of crap. Who loves you? I do. And then like
I do is so
and then
awkward.
kisses him, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the story of Seamus and Alistair's relationship with their father, right? This man that beat them and the childhood that they had. Yeah. Hickory Cane.
Yeah. And the heart, because it really, after watching it, you pitched it as a comedy. After watching it, it's really more action than comedy for me. It's one of those floats the genres a little bit, just action comedy, and that really if you float those two together, then it only works if it's got heart, right? You think of some of the really good action films from the 80s and 90s, like even Terminator, right? Terminator works well because of the heart with John Connor. Like, doesn't have a dad.
Well, the second
one. Sorry, yeah. I was speaking specifically to that one. Yeah, it's the better. It's like held up as the best of
and all of a sudden, this machine is the only father figure.
Yeah, and ever had. The interactions that he has, where he's teaching him about like the thumbs up and all the different things, right? Like those heartfelt moments with this machine that can't really feel, that's becoming like a father figure to him, and the conflict that's causing in Sarah watching it from afar, knowing that this is a machine, and this is
the same
machine
type of machine that tried to kill me previously, and the machines that we're ultimately fighting against.
Yeah. So,
but also my kid has a dad now,
or a father figure. So that heart makes this movie work, as it does with any great, or really good action film.
Yeah. What? Talk to me about the things that you liked.
There's a few things I liked that I felt like didn't get played as much.
Okay.
I liked that he had this vision problem that he wasn't willing to admit to.
Yeah.
I thought that gag running throughout the film
was great.
But then it felt like they dropped that whole storyline as soon as he put the glasses on it in that evening. And then after that, it wasn't a thing anymore. Because he never wears them again.
No.
And he never has a problem really being inaccurate again, it seemed like.
Do we see him?
After that, he gets bound up in his room.
He does. He shoots.
There's a bit of a shootout there.
He shoots Alistair in the chest without any issue. I mean, the close range.
At the very end, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. The close range stuff is okay.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole point, was that he's nearsighted.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just.
But the Alistair one was a little more that range was a little more consistent with some of the previous shots.
Yeah, well,
especially the shot in the first alley.
Well, it's almost the exact same. Yeah, the first alley, even shooting the bottles. So it just felt like a gag that could have kept going.
Yeah,
I think, and could have continued to be funny, and it just felt like it was forgotten. I thought it was a funny bit, like an assassin or a hitman who can't see,
especially at the beginning, which I love. I mean, that's
the first shot's like, phew, he's like, oh, does he got maybe because you legitimately think
something's wrong with the gun,
because he gets it out of the toilet. It's not his gun. Okay, it's the gun, and then the next several shots,
he's like, hold still. I am holding still.
That whole bit was good.
Yeah. Which is, again, that was a great scene for me because I went into it not knowing that there was any comedy elements in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what's happening here? I thought that it was going to be kind of John Wick meets like the actual film adaptations of Hitman, the video game.
Okay.
Right? So somewhere in that kind of, I thought it was just all going to be badass gunplay and crazy over the top violence and drugs and money and crimes and whatever. Yeah, but what I got out of it was so much, because that type of film is not for me. And so I went into it kind of going, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's probably not for me, but I'm going to watch it. And then, yeah, like 10 minutes in, I was like, oh, this is, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Let's talk about the feel of the film, though, like the cinematography. Again, knowing that this is a low budget film.
You said that just not long ago, and I was like, "What? No, it's not."
So Alan,
no, it's not.
Alan Ungar.
So that's a huge thing. Like I would have pegged this film, that it would have been like kind of a standard kind of budget.
Yeah. Now I have not been able to find publicly online anywhere what the budget for this film is. But based on our and this could be completely wrong, but based on the conversation I had today, I would guess it's under 10 million.
Wow. Yeah.
Or in around that mark.
Yeah, that's impressive, because it didn't feel
does not feel that way at all. No.
Like good on you for stretching that dollar, Alan.
Well, and some of that is like they so this film's not, I think there's some like wide establishing landscape shots that are in LA. The rest of this film is shot in Cape Town, South Africa.
But even the actors, like he's got
Josh Duhamel.
He's got a few big name actors who aren't gonna break the bank, though. They're big enough that they're gonna.
Yeah, Josh is definitely the biggest name.
Yeah.
In this film.
No, but he's not Hugh Jackman, right?
No,
he's not Ryan Reynolds. He's got some credits for like Transformers, but he's not even the lead in
Blade Runner,
Transformers.
He is
right?
in. Yeah.
No, he's not.
He is in the last two that they did or something.
I mean, I haven't stopped watching.
Yeah, because he replaces. He replaces.
I thought he was. Isn't he one of the soldiers? And
I can't remember. I have to go back.
It's been a while since I watched them.
Maybe we'll work through those at some point. He's in Dark of the Moon, and he's in The Last Night.
He's one of the U.S. soldiers. Okay. So he's not the main character.
No, he's high up in the building. He plays he gets a bunch of screen time.
He's an important character.
Yeah,
but he's not.
He's not the lead.
He's not the lead.
No.
But so he's found some high quality actors to play his leads and his main.
And this is the thing.
But the kid, he's a relative unknown, but he was great.
Yeah, I mean, his big claim to fame was he's in the It films.
He is?
Yeah.
Who was he?
He's the kid that likes New Kids on the Block. Yeah. And is very much the heart of those It movies. And so, yeah, the fact that he's able to bring it here is no surprise. He was in that. He was in one of the Goosebump movies that they did, like the Jack Black Goosebump movies.
Yep.
Although I don't think Jack Black was in the second one, which is the one that I think he's in. But anyways, yeah, that's the crazy thing about Alan Ungar is, and I love every time I get a chance to sit down and talk with him, because yeah, he does this movie, not a huge budget, right? When you talk to him, he's still very much, he's like, making these movies and waiting for, like, working towards these movies to turn into opportunities to be able to
do something bigger,
do a film that has more resources and
he's
stuff
building
like
his portfolio.
But then he did Bandit, which had again Josh Duhamel in it, but Mel Gibson
Okay.
and Alicia Cuthbert. But then the big crazy thing is his 2018, not his first credit, but in 2018, he did a 15-minute fan film. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. He did a 15-minute fan film adaptation of Uncharted.
Oh, was that with Marky Mark? No.
No, that's the one where Nathan Fillion. Yeah,
Nathan Fillion.
That's his.
That was his.
That's his.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I loved that. That was
guy.
so good. Oh, Alan. Yes. That was beautiful.
Right?
That was like, I've seen the ones with Marky Mark, and they're good. But man, what you did. Chef's kiss. That was so much better.
So, and that's the wild thing about.
Dude, I love Nathan Fillion. How did you get Nathan Fillion?
See, so that's the wild thing.
Man, Nathan Fillion should have been in this. It would have been way funnier.
That in this?
Yeah. As Nathan Fillion as the blind guy, as the blind hitman. Oh yeah.
I mean,
that would have been way funnier.
I do really like
Nathan Fillion's comedic timing is amazing.
It may have been funnier, but I do really like Josh Duhamel's performance in this. I think it's layered, and he really does a good job of pulling off that kind of gruff.
He was good.
Closed off.
He's no Nathan Fillion.
You're
I gotta love
Fillion
fanboy. Firefly. I'm watching Rookie. He's amazing in Rookie.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, it's just wild that he's done a couple other. He had done 2 feature films prior to that. He did a film called Gridlocked, that had Danny Glover in it, and Vinnie Jones was in it, right? So like some big names. This guy's just like, he's the definition of I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm just gonna yeah. And then before that he did a film called Tapped Out. That doesn't have anyone as recognizable in it. But it looks like it's sort of it's like a karate MMA kind of film.
Oh, yeah, I've seen advertisements, I think, for maybe that one. I don't know. There's a bunch that look similar to that poster, though. Maybe
but then he's also produced, like he was a producer on what's happening here? He's actually, what did I just see that he's about to be the producer on a video game?
A video game movie? Or
no, like a video game. He's about to be the producer on
like a story-driven movie.
I am hating IMDb more and more every day. Death Stranding.
I've heard of that.
Oh, no, they're making a movie about it. Isn't that a video game?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the producer on an A24 Death Stranding film. He was just the producer on 2 years ago on a film called Sympathy for the Devil that has Nick Cage in it. So, yeah.
Cool.
He's a fun contact for us to have and be able to tap into. Was there anything in the film you didn't like?
Yeah.
Because I have a grievance.
There's a few things, and a lot of them kind of line up with the one thing I said I liked.
Right.
The action was really good. I thought the action sequences were were a lot of fun.
The choreography's great.
Chase scenes,
the
good
editing.
choreography. Not over the top, but not boring.
Not unrealistic, right? Like you're not getting this like
kind of grounded.
Now they're doing gun fu and
yeah. But I would say the things I didn't like kind of fell in the same vein of, in terms of the comedic value. This is a way better action movie than it is a comedy.
Okay.
And I think the comedy falls flat because there's missed potential.
Okay.
The same way that the eyesight thing kind of fell off.
Right.
Right. So they both do get all drugged up, testing the drugs, right? Even the kid. And it feels like there was more potential there than they had.
There could have been some coked out shenanigans.
Kid runs after the guy with nothing. He doesn't have a gun. He's just like, he's out of bullets, and the kid just runs after him, not knowing where he is. The lights are out, right?
We do abandon.
That's funny. Okay, I'm expecting something really funny to happen now.
Yeah.
And he just almost gets hit by a car. Not real funny. Then he does the hood slide thing. Okay, that's funny.
That's kind of funny, yeah.
But then it kind of dies off after that.
We do abandon.
It feels like there's more, like these funny hooks that just get kind of dropped.
We do abandon the cocaine thing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The fact that he's an 18-year-old kid that has zero cocaine tolerance or experience.
Yeah.
That has just done cocaine.
He gets a face full of it.
Tommy gets a face full of it after already doing some. And that he just shakes that off.
Well, they both kind of by the time they get to the hotel or the bar or whatever, it seems like they're both kind of
where do they go after that? They go.
Well, they're sitting in the back. They're sitting in the back of the car.
Yeah,
and they both seem like they're not.
Yeah.
Drugged out anymore. They're not high.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like that could have been a really fun moment.
Yeah.
To have at least the kid still kind of
that Josh Duhamel's proficiency as a hitman,
big bulgy eye.
Yeah, that is
irises or whatever.
Proficiency as a hitman has gotten even worse because he's tripping now.
Yeah.
That I will concede that that does feel like a dropped thread.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there were other ones because I feel like there was at least one more. I'm trying to remember.
Well, you already said the glasses.
Glasses, drugs.
I do like that we get the wrap up of we conclude the LARPing.
Yeah, so the
storyline.
LARPing thing. Yeah, so that I think that did that. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's where I was thinking, but it did kind of pay off.
It does pay off, and it pays off when he's taking a baseball.
He's going to town like they're bad dudes, and he's just like, "Oh, we're playing a game."
Yeah, when
he's sitting there like pretending to amp up a fireball. He's like, lightning bolt.
Yeah, and he's like, "Wait,
what are you?
Why are you doing that?" Yeah, what are you? Yeah, when we watched it the other night, that first kid that he hits, like just full tilt in the chest,
folds him in half.
And I said to Brienne, I was like, "Is the first kid dead?" Like. He's easily
he's got an actual wooden stick. He's lucky he didn't break somebody's ribs.
Easily got a broken
crack
sternum.
A skull.
Now let's talk about that though, because there is no way the Bobby who likes to be referred to as Barnabas. There's no way that sword is LARPing legal.
No.
He's got a full.
It looks like metal. Sounds like metal. It's acting like metal.
100% metal.
Yeah, there are like
it's a badass looking sword.
There are LARPing foam swords that are painted metallic.
Yeah,
but
you get the
metallic spray paint,
but foil tape and whatever.
That thing the Foley they used for him unsheathing it. That's a metal sword.
Oh yeah, 100% it is. 100%.
Rich boy dad, but I think that I think that plays to his character. Like, I'm rich boy, my daddy got me this sword. Everybody follows what I say because I'm the boss. And
my only real grievance with this film, and I'm glad that it's only for like the first 10 minutes and then we don't have to deal with it anymore. And I understand that, sometimes depending on shooting schedules and, what you can do and what you can't do, it is very clear that in the opening shots of this film, the opening scene, before we do the 1 year jump, Josh Duhamel is wearing a bald cap.
Oh, yeah.
And makeup wise, like it's seamless. It's a great bald cap.
It's almost seamless.
Right. But the makeup on it looks great. Like it looks like a shaved stubble, and it's got skin-like quality to it. It's a lot of hair to try to.
Well, as soon as you see him with your hair, you're like, okay, he did not shave.
He did not. Yeah,
I noticed it.
His head looks huge.
I was questioning it. I was like,
why is his head so big?
I actually started feeling around my ear, like, does my actual? Because I mean,
does my skull stick out that far?
Yeah. Does your skull kind of wrap out and then back into your ear like that? And
I'm sure some people
it does a little bit.
Some people's probably
like mine
do.
does a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like looking at it, I was like, is that a ball cap?
Yeah.
It looks like a ball cap. Maybe it's not. Maybe he shaved his head and that's just how his head looks. But as soon as you see him with hair, it's like bald cap.
I'm sure that some people have that head.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't. And it is initially, this time I was able to just like not focus on it at all. The first time I watched the film, the bald cap was a little distracting.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird choice.
Just to have him,
Well, like, why does he need to be bald, Alan?
I think maybe it just sort of drives home the passage. It's one more thing to visualize the passage of time,
I guess. But why not why not shoot those scenes last in your shooting schedule and just have him cut his hair instead of have him bald? Because he probably doesn't want to go bald for his career. But you could
probably has something else going on.
Probably would be fine cutting his hair. Because if he cuts his hair, they can still do extensions and stuff for another film.
But who knows, right? Like if they shot this film in a month or month and a half, 6 weeks, and then 3 days after this ends, he's on set for the next film, then whoever the next film is and how they want his, like if the next film is just sort of how Hollywood works, right? If London Calling is a $10 million budget film that is getting a limited release.
Right.
And the next film, and we kind of want him with short hair, or we want him bald, or we want him whatever. But the next film that he's starting in a week is a $80 million film.
Yeah.
With a big butt, and they want his hair a certain way. There's some precedence there.
Yeah, if you want that actor, contract negotiation stuff might play out one way or another.
Could be. Yeah, who knows?
But a bigger budget film wouldn't care if you have short hair. Like you look at Lord of the Rings, like all those actors didn't have that long of hair. They were either wigs or extensions.
Yeah.
And so
who knows? I mean,
as long as there's some kind of hair there to graft to.
At the end of the day, I don't think the bald cap implementation was disastrous.
No.
But it is noticeable.
It's definitely noticeable.
And on the first watch, I found it a little distracting. Because I was like, if he's bald the whole film, I'm going to keep seeing it.
For a second there, I was like, is it distracting? I don't know. But then
the fact that you were focusing on it.
I was focusing on it. So it was distracting. I was trying to figure out if that was his head or not. And
it was distracting you from whatever was.
It distracted me a bit. Yeah. That's legitimate. Yeah.
Okay. You ready for us to give our score?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we ready for Alan to never want to come back on the show again?
Hope not.
I give it a 0.03.
On a scale of 0 to 10, I am legitimately giving this film an 8.5.
Wow.
I think it's at the end of the day.
Butt kiss.
Well, no. At the end of the day, shut up. At the end of the day, what is the point of a film like this? The point of a film like this is to be fun, is to be entertaining.
Yeah.
I think it's fun,
Definitely.
and this film entertains me.
Yeah.
And could it be a little funnier? Sure. Is there some some issues with some dropped humor here and there, absolutely. So that knocks it down. 8.5. I like this film a lot. I think they should be proud of what they've made.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rank London Calling?
So I'm torn about my ranking on this.
Okay.
Because it was pitched to me as a comedy.
Well, whatever. It's a comedic action film.
Yeah. But as I said not too that long ago, it's a better action film than it is a comedy.
Sure.
If you had pitched it to me as an action film,
well, don't rate it based on what I said. Rate it on the experience you had.
Yeah. But how it's sold to you matters.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
That plays a part, right?
It's a horror film.
Yeah. If it was a horror film, this would be a horrible horror film.
It'd be awful.
It'd be the worst.
So as a comedic action film.
As what it is, an action comedy or comedy action film. I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah, I think dropping those comedic plot points, dropping or not being hammed up as well as they could have, definitely it hurts it a lot, in my opinion.
Right.
But yeah, it is a lot of fun, and
it is.
It carries that action title through really well, and it does have comedic moments, and yeah, it's good.
Cool. So before we talk about what we watched this week, we'll throw it over to Pete and me.
Okay, Pete and Brady. From Another Time and Place, you take it away.
Same place.
The other, how do you, it's space time? Does space time work that way?
Look, I don't know if you've been listening, but this dum-dum in the other room.
I had a glass up to my ear and I listened to most of the conversations.
Most? Yeah.
Samosas.
The samosas.
I listened to my samosas.
The samosa conversation.
Samosas.
Yes.
And yeah, no, I heard most of the conversation between you and Carl.
Yeah.
So I do have some stuff to add in, and I'd love to dig through with you.
I'm super excited too, because I'm not going to say I'm conflicted, but I went into this review like singing praises. Mm-hmm. And I haven't been swayed to being like, wow, I don't like this film anymore. Mm-hmm. He's making some points.
Sure.
He's playing devil's advocate about some things, like some humorous threads that are sort of dropped, or they don't really necessarily go anywhere with them. Mm-hmm. And he's making some sense. A little bit.
Yeah.
As much as Carl ever makes sense.
Yeah.
And he won't listen to this because he's in this episode, so I can just say,
skip. No,
Carl's ugly, and
I'm going to tell him to skip and listen to this part because he hasn't heard to you and
crap. So I shouldn't. Have
it's all right. Well, let's crack into London Calling, because it's. I know we've introduced it with you and Carl already talking about it, but
I've seen it twice now.
You've seen it twice, yes. Okay. And so I think let's just crack into it. I know you've given some initial impressions.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you want to give.
I want yours.
Give yours.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my initial impressions are this type of film isn't my type of film, in that when I'm picking a movie to watch on a Friday night, like a noir dark comedy,
right,
isn't the first thing I'm picking.
No. And you also typically only enjoy films in Spanish that with subtitles.
That's not quite true.
Right. Pan's Labyrinth, you were like, this is the shit.
Actually, that movie was interesting. It was interesting.
Yeah, but I just couldn't.
I wouldn't say it was the best.
Sure it was, but I was like, I'm far more interested in what's visually happening on the screen.
Right.
And I'm too slow of a reader to be able to,
No, it's not my type of film per se.
Okay.
And even when I started watching it, I was really kind of thrown off just when, in spoiler alert, like in that initial sequence where morally I'm like, oh, this character like kills people. Like we actually saw him kill someone on screen.
Well, he's a hitman.
I know, but like even just there's something even subtle, like if it happens behind closed doors and you hear a pop or something, you don't see it. Like we just see him kill people in cold blood.
Oh, dude, don't watch John Wick. They will upset
I have
you.
seen it. There's something though in the volume of that you become desensitized to it. You're like, oh yeah, just another Thursday for John.
Well, and also they killed his dog. Like
Yeah,
that's
that was
like,
dark.
all of a sudden the gloves are off.
But listen, I think this movie was really well done. And the fact that this type of movie isn't my genre, isn't my usual go-to, for me to say, actually, I had a lot of fun with this. I thought this was well done. I think that's an accomplishment for the movie. And whether it was just from the characters and the story to even when I saw some of the promotional like material of like Josh and the director Alan at firing ranges and just like doing cool fun sequences related to the movie, I'm like, okay, like I'm digging this. So I gave this 2 thumbs up, honestly.
Well, and it's so interesting because I went into this dreading it. Not because of who was in it, not because of who directed it, because so far the track record of Alan Ungar would say 2 thumbs up. Right?
1,000%.
This is to be trusted.
Yep.
But it's also just I had not watched a trailer. I had just seen the poster. And it's a guy on the cover
Looking cool in a car.
There's a car behind him. So I went into it thinking, I'm going to watch it, but also probably not my type of film.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably like it, just like the Fast and the Furious movies aren't really my type of film. Now I'm still lobbying that you and I work through the Fast and the Furious films just because I think it'll be hilarious content.
All 37 of them.
All 37.5 of them, yes. But I also, when watching it, was like, okay. And I think it's almost like, it was almost the opposite. And this is what I love about you and me, is that not only do we share underwear, but
who doesn't?
We're very different in our film tastes.
Very.
And it's fun whenever we align, whenever our paths meet at the same point with a film. But it's also fun when they don't, when they go the completely different direction.
Yep.
This is almost unique in and of itself, aside from those, because you and I have more or less reached the same conclusion of a film, but for almost opposite
Juxtaposed
reasons.
Yeah. I think that's how you say it.
I went into it going, Hitman movie.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And then Josh Duhamel starts missing.
Right.
And I'm like,
oh,
okay. All right. And then when he finally makes the shot and it's graphic, I'm like, okay. All right. I'm because all of a sudden it took on instantly. I was like, we're almost in like a Deadpool kind of realm here.
Right.
We're going to be graphic. This is going to be R.
Yeah.
Hard R.
Sure.
I wouldn't even say it's hard R.
No.
Because there's no nudity.
No. But it's...
Which is actually interesting because if any type of film, like if you asked, would a gratuitous nude shot work in a film like this? I'm like, yeah, this feels like the type of film where that type of scene pops up.
This
probably.
might be, yeah.
But to the film's credit, it didn't need it and it didn't do it.
Right.
But I had a lot of fun with this movie. And yeah, it's sort of that R-rated comedy, but not a stoner comedy.
No.
Right?
No.
Is sort of takes the high road above
of comedy.
What is become, it feels like the comedy trope of the last 20 years.
Sure.
Sex jokes,
Weed
jokes.
Yeah.
And just chaos. And yes, there's chaos in this film, but in a witty way.
At a dramatic, organized chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to divide this episode into bad and then good.
Okay.
And we're going to go bad so that we don't end on a negative note.
Okay.
Just because there's some things that I would critique or
Sorry,
I would
sneezed
change.
twice. I tried to hold it in. I don't know if it came through on the microphone, but bless me.
Bless you.
Thanks.
So I think there's some things I want to critique, some things I'd maybe change, but I don't want to lament on them, and I don't want that to be the way we end the episode, because the good outweighs the bad.
Well, and I don't want you to be a lamenter.
So
those are the cloaked soul suckers from Harry Potter, right?
Aren't those Dementors?
The Lamenters?
Lamenters. Okay, my first critique, there's going to be 3, but the first critique I have just about the story is maybe too many cooks in the kitchen as far as villain roles. So for me, when you've got Benson, you've got Freddy,
who's the douchebag dad.
You got the douchebag dad, Benson. You've got Freddy, the British crime boss.
Yeah.
And then you've got Alistair, the Irish crime hitman.
Yeah.
I understand they all had very different roles and all different purposes. I just felt like it was like too many cooks in the kitchen where, you know, it's a little complicated of who am I supposed to be rooting against right now? And they're all competing for screen time, and they're all competing for my attention and the character's attention. And just from a flow perspective, just from just a story perspective, I think it's not that they all can exist in this movie, but maybe one of the 3 need, or some of the 3 need to take a step back in their importance or in their comic negativity or their villainness. So I don't know who I would take away, because they're all important from a story perspective, but maybe some of them can have less of a screen time. You know, maybe the British crime boss doesn't get much screen time, and he's just, you know, a guy behind a curtain that you never meet. You know, I'm just talking about a subtle tweak like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the right answer, because you can't take away Benson.
No.
Because as much as Benson wasn't my favorite character, he is a part of the trifecta of bad dads.
Yes.
Of this film.
And as much as he's part of the story, he actually just brings some comedic elements to him because he's so farcical. And
you need the Irish brothers, because they are the second part of that trifecta of bad dad stories. You need the idea of Freddy.
Yep.
Because that is why he's not in England. That's why he's in LA.
And like I said, I just want to stop you there, because I'm just laughing thinking about it, because all these 3, none of them are a problem. Right. It's just too many cooks in the kitchen. Because when you think about Freddy, you know, some of the funniest gags were the fact that he was so adamant about what happened. And it was, you couldn't even remember, like it was his wife's cousin who was killed. You know, like there's that bit that... But outside of that, you really don't need any Freddy dialogue. Not a ton.
You just need him there
to push the story along.
As a looming threat, as an imposing entity. But outside of that, he doesn't add to the theming, which is the bad dad. And he's ultimately, I mean, there's only one villain in this film that's really actually threatening, and that's Alistair.
For sure.
Because Benson's just a middle guy.
Yep.
Right? He's basically a day trader, but instead of buying and selling stocks,
he kills people.
Well, he's brokering deals and profiting from it.
Yeah.
Right? He's taken the life of, I'm going to live with the risk of having my finger in this pie, but I'm also going to live with the benefit and reward of having my finger in this pie. And Freddy seems threatening a little bit, but I think that's because I think a lot of that comes down to he's just real well dressed. Right? Like he seems like a proper, he's got henchmen with him. So he seems powerful from a status standpoint. But then he's also quickly held at gunpoint. Like, no one's running from this guy in a fist fight.
No.
But yeah, no, that's interesting. I had not picked up on the too many cooks. But yeah, if you were to, because it's not a super long film, so I don't think you necessarily need to trim the fat.
No.
But if you were going to trim something to make more room for something else, some of Freddy in the film probably could have been shaved back if you so chose.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I would agree with that. I think I agree that you're able to articulate, I think, the decision that I would make if I had to draw someone back.
Right.
The second point is more of a flow issue at the end of the movie, kind of a pacing.
Okay.
From what I understood with you and Carl, I think you liked the LARPing at the end. There was something about that just the way it resolved part of our story, I wasn't sold with that pacing issue. I didn't feel it didn't have the payoff as maybe it was intending to have for me.
Right.
And I feel like the element where they kind of look across the field near the end and give a head nod, something like that with a build-up would have had more impact than me.
Right.
Than the way it played out. And don't get me wrong, like Josh beating the crap out of these kids was comedic and fun.
Breaking the sternum of that kid with a baseball bat.
Yeah. So like there wasn't anything wrong with this scene. It just didn't quite have the pacing and the payoff that I think maybe others had for it. It didn't work for me.
Right.
So that would be one thing I would change.
Interesting. I do really like that scene.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Just because I like it because it's funny, but also I enjoy the fact that by the time that scene happens, I've forgotten about the LARPing storyline.
Sure.
I've forgotten about what is otherwise to the film. It's inconsequential to the plot of the film, but it's not inconsequential to Julian's character, right? And represents his self-esteem.
Right.
Now it comes from obviously his dad treats him like a piece of shit.
Like crap.
I'm sure there's all kinds. I'm sure he's got a rough life at school. I'm sure he's 18, but I'm sure he's been through the ringer and back. But no, I liked it because it sort of shows his newfound confidence.
I think I could have lived with that. Like,
and he gets the girl.
I think for me, there's just something about, say they were outside prom and he had asked her out and maybe, adjacent, then you have Josh kind of giving a head nod. I think I could have gotten that from maybe a different version of how it played out.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
The last thing is maybe controversial. But the last thing that didn't work for me, or didn't work maybe as well as it was supposed to be intended.
I'm just imagining you about to say something like super sexist or racist or something. This is about to be controversial, but...
No. Tommy's character, Josh's character.
Yeah.
I think I would have preferred it more if he didn't have a son. And I know the whole point of this film, like the big theme in this film is the whole father-son.
Right.
I think I would have maybe preferred it more. I think it's clearly too dark, and I'm not going down the road of, he has a son and the son is killed or something.
I'm on board with you.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But what I would even prefer is, say, Tommy, Josh's character, at the beginning of the film, whatever avenue it gets to that, maybe he just wakes up one morning from a job and like is sitting up and going, ugh, like I missed my opportunity. I've always wanted a family. I always wanted kids, and I've squandered my time. I was never able to do it. And maybe he has some regret about always wanting that. And then later in the movie, it leads into his relationship with Jeremy. And maybe that's how then he gets connected. And maybe the more father-son dyad is just in that capacity, in this pseudo-adoptive context of he doesn't actually have a biological son, but it just plays into the dynamic of Jeremy and Tommy. And I think... because again, there was just something about the payoff that didn't quite pay off for me, because he shows up at the end of the film at his son's gymnasium And I get it, the emotional significance of that. But in the end, as a character, he's just a child who we don't really know. Like, he's not someone.
Kid.
Yeah. We don't have any emotional investment other than intellectually, yes, that's his child. Unlike Jeremy, who is a character who's fleshed out, we know some of his motivations, his fears. He's made us laugh. We've gotten to know him. Like, I think there would have been something more that if instead of actually having a son at the end that he's reconciling with, you see him metaphorically. He's not, maybe he doesn't play a big role in Jeremy's life going forward, but they have this special bond and connection that, you know, they head nod at each other and they know, I always have your back.
Right. I'll do you one better with this rewrite.
Sure.
For me, because I was on board with you until you're like, I wish I had a family. That was not me mocking you. That's me mocking the. Yeah,
I know.
That's me mocking your family.
How dare you?
No, I think it would. And maybe this is tropey, but whatever. We establish early on in the film, he's never wanted a kid. He hates kids.
Oh.
Right? Kids know, I'm not a kid guy.
Yep.
Yeah. No, thanks. Yeah, no. Then we age Jeremy down a couple of years. We make him 15 instead of 18. So more in that teenager, but still a kid kind of age bracket.
Yeah.
Or even younger. You could go like 14.
Yeah. I mean, if they're killing people, 15 would probably be the lowest.
It's a dark comedy. I mean, and then you, again, because it's a dark comedy and the gloves are off, Benson gets friggin' a bullet through the noggin.
Sure.
Benson dies.
Of his own accord, just so we don't feel guilty about it.
And we don't feel bad, or Alistair accidentally kills him or whatever.
Or something.
Right? Yeah. It's not Tommy's fault.
No.
And Julian doesn't do it.
No.
But we don't feel bad because Benson's a piece of shit. And so no one's watching this film and then mourning that guy if he dies.
No.
And then Tommy, at the end of this film, has, throughout the event of the film, come full circle.
Right.
We find out that Tommy doesn't want a kid because Tommy had a bad dad.
Yeah, that would be a way to work it.
Bringing that bad dad trifecta back.
Sure.
And and maybe there's a dialogue about this in the eating their burgers in the bar scene.
Yeah.
You ever have a kid? No, I never had. Well, why not? And it comes out that like he never wanted to be a father because his father was a piece of shit and didn't want to
recreate that,
to be a piece of shit to some kid.
Yep.
And at the end of this film, Tommy becomes Julian's adopted father.
Yeah. I think something like that, whether it's what I said, whether it's what you said, whether it's somewhere in the middle, where it's something else like that, just something to really emphasize those two, because those are the two we really care about.
Which also does a really great job of leaving the floodgates open for potential sequel.
Right, which is what we talked about with Alan, which I would love.
I would love another one.
I would love. I want to see these two hang out again.
Dirty, because it's like, it feels grubby, because it's like, oh, make another one, do a franchise. And I feel like artists and filmmakers are like, no, I don't want to do it. Like,
sure,
this was a story. It was a self-contained thing. I'm moving on. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's a fun world they've set up.
Yeah, it's fun characters. And that's the difference. We don't particularly care about the adventure per se. I mean, we do, but it's the people.
It's the people
we
that
care
are
about these people
going on that adventure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to talk about good stuff now.
Okay.
So I think
now that we've rewritten the whole film and pitched a sequel,
tweaked it. Okay, the first thing is just the imagery that was used for storytelling.
Okay,
like I just from top to bottom, whether it was the color palettes, whether it was some of the just visual sequences. We talked about it with Alan, but that descending staircase sequence where we're watching Jeremy go down all the stairs and level by level, you're seeing something going on in the background.
Alistair
and it's
beating the shit out of the goons.
Like just visually, That was incredible. The morning after scene with Josh and Jeremy, just kind of like they're coming into their own and really kind of embracing their friendship together. Just, I don't know, like I could list them all, but I don't want to be here all night. Actually, the last one I'll mention is just the hotel room scene. That sequence of just building up to that fight, and then the musical sequence that goes along with it, how bright it was. Just everything from how visually pleasing this movie was and how they used visuals to just not just be aesthetically pleasing, but just push the story along.
Yeah.
Was so incredibly well done.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I'm trying to describe how to describe this, or think about how I describe this. I want to describe how to describe it, but no.
So meta.
I just truly felt like I was in another world for 90 minutes. Like I truly did. I kind of, you forget that you're watching a movie and you're just in that scene.
Yeah.
You're soaking it in. You're feeling the warmth of the sun. Just it just was an enjoyable ride, and the visuals were so important to that.
Yeah.
So that would be one really well done thing in this. How I'm assuming you kind of liked them.
I hate all of it. The whole film's garbage. No, 100%. Like I liked, and I talked about this with Carl, and I think I maybe mentioned it to Alan too. But I loved the comedy that was not necessarily set up a punchline.
Yes.
Just some of the absurd moments. Just sort of, the framing of a hitman sitting next to a man-child 18-year-old that's taking notes.
Yeah.
Even before any dialogue is spoken. Even before, like the whole, are you writing down the names of the people we're about to murder? That's funny. But also that cut to that shot of them is hilarious to me. The watching Julian, watching this dweeby 18-year-old do coke for the first time is funny, but watching Josh Duhamel's face acting, working through the fact that, okay, this kid's going to have to do it, otherwise we're going to blow our cover, to me is hilarious.
Yes.
And is yeah.
It's just well written too. Like you're saying, it's not just kind of going for the low hanging fruit, but it's just kind of, as the scene is progressing, we're steering into a direction of something that will be funny.
Yeah.
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 If we're talking about funny, then that'll be my second point. I wasn't going to lament on it too much, but I do think just something, the lamenters are coming. I do think that is just such a well done feat of this movie, that it is funny and they land jokes. They do things that are funny that just aren't verbal jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's one-liners like Ricky's a bitch to, just the running gag of the vision problems, or the running gag of our villain, it is his wife's cousin.
Yeah.
And just, he does, just the farcical.
That Tommy even corrects him.
Yes. Yeah. Like, so just running gags. Have you ever heard of an iPhone with the flip phone coming out?
Yeah.
Laugh out loud. My favorite author is Toy Story. When he was trying to say Tolstoy.
So
is it Tolstoy?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. But he's like,
Toy Story?
I love the Woody.
Yeah. And just, you mentioned this in our interview with Alan, but just the whole sequence when Jeremy talks about strawberries not being real fruit.
Oh God, that's so strawberries aren't actually berries.
Yeah, and we can.
But bananas are.
And I didn't talk about this in the interview, but we can here because we're talking about spoilers.
Yeah,
you just pan to him laying on the hood of that car, and his his face just says, "What the F?"
Yeah,
and then he just passes out dead.
Yeah.
And I laughed out loud. So
I liked, even though it was absurd and didn't make any sense, I loved the running gag of how hard it was to kill Alistair. that this guy survived 100 things that should have. He's blown up in an RV.
In an RV. Like, I'm even like, what the heck happened?
Yeah, and he comes out not only almost untouched, but like all of a sudden not that crazy anymore either.
Just
like he's
flipped the script.
He's all of a sudden he's a killer again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, everything is just so well planned and timed. Everything lands for me. So the comedy is a great point.
This whole thing has driven home for me two things.
Okay.
Sitting and talking with you right now.
Yeah.
One, that tomatoes aren't actually vegetables. They're fruit.
Yeah.
They might be berries. I don't know. No. One is that, I said it before. I said it with Bandit, and I'm going to say it again because maybe if I say it enough times, Alan will hear it and something will happen. Mm-hmm. My God, I would love to be in an Alan Ungar film.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it seems like not only does Alan care about his craft, but it just seems like a fun set to be on, right? Like sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, this is a great movie. Everyone on set wanted to kill themselves, didn't they? Like this was not a fun, this was clearly just a rough couple months at the office. So far, both the Alan Ungar films that we've reviewed, it seems like it would have been a fun set to be on.
Yeah.
The other is just how much I love, like, especially in this episode, being able to cross-compare, sitting down and talking with Carl, but then getting down and leaving him in the other room with the Game Boy.
Have we, should we, like, let him know he can come out? Or?
Well, I should have poked holes in the box for air, is what I'm thinking. But then being able to sit down and separately talk with you. So it's not just three people in the room bouncing ideas off each other.
Yeah.
But I love this show because what it does is when you watch a film in a box, right, Carl? No, when you watch a film, just you.
Yeah.
And you form an opinion, you don't talk to anyone about the opinion of that film. It's nowhere near as well worked out.
No.
And as fine-tuned an opinion of the film as it is when you talk with a second person.
Right.
And then exponentially a third person. Which leads me to, and I have to do this. The other day on Facebook, there was a troll. We got trolled.
Oh, no.
It was amazing. There was, not Facebook, YouTube.
Oh.
There was a troll that came out of the woodwork.
Nice.
His mom's basement, I mean. And he was like, oh, if this is this guy's opinion of this film, blah, blah, blah. And he's like picking out a specific
Which film?
part of, well, I don't want to tell you.
Okay, no, that's fair.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Human Centipede. Then
Never.
Then he's like, this guy's, and he picks out like one specific part of the review.
Sure.
This guy, I can't take him seriously as a film critic.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, and so I responded, I'm like, hey, this is why we enjoy doing the show with multiple people.
We're all different.
Because film's subjective and we get to, and you can sit down and I mean, it happened with this. I went into the review. I went into the start of this episode and I was like, this film can do no wrong. And Carl was like,
Actually,
it's
not perfect.
These are the parts that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And I went, that doesn't wreck the film for me, but you're talking sense. And then I sit down with you and you're like, it's just too many villains and too much equal screen time for these villains and not really like there wasn't. And I'm like, yeah, you know what would make the film better? So, and the same has happened the other way, right? There's been times where I've gone into reviews and I'm like, what a piece of shit. And then either you or Carl is like, Oh
Wait a
no, you're
minute.
wrong.
Wait a
This
minute.
is what this is what they intended to do. This is you've missed.
Not even
the
you're wrong.
point of
Let's
this.
reconsider. Let's open up this conversation.
And I've pulled 180s.
Yeah.
On air.
Yeah.
Because I've been like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. I think the last thing I'd end up on, and we've already alluded to it, is the characters and the story they go on and how much we care about them. The fact that you and I would see a sequel of it tomorrow just based on the characters alone.
Yep.
And obviously it's weaved throughout it, this whole father-son dynamic.
Yeah.
That's a big theme in this movie.
Oh.
And I didn't even make the connection with Alistair and his father being part of that theme.
Yeah.
That's just continued throughout all our characters. So
Yeah.
just the characters, how much fun they are, how much you root for them. And I love the combination of Jeremy and Josh. Like, they were just fun.
Yeah.
They were fun. So that's all. That's about all I'd need to dissect on that puppy.
Do you want to give a 0 to 10 it? Mm-hmm. All right, sir. On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate London Calling?
Yeah. I keep bouncing around. I was going between an 8 and a 9. I think I'll stick with an 8.
Okay.
It's really close. It's a coin flip. It could go either way, but I can confidently say it's at least an 8. So I'll stick with an 8 for now. Maybe in 6 months or a year when I rewatch it, I'll change my mind is to a 9.
Yeah.
But I really had a lot of fun. And I think the only thing maybe changing it from not being a 9 is just dark noir comedies aren't my go-to. But the fact that I had so much fun with it and it was so well done that it got an 8, I think is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I know you kind of scored it with Carl, but
not yet. Or did I?
Well,
yeah, I did.
I think you did.
Yeah,
Like, are you gonna assign a number now, or are you just gonna stick with what you said before?
I'm going to stick with what it feels disingenuous to change.
Yep.
I still feel right about the number I gave it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
All right.
Well,
throw it back to Carl. So what'd you watch this week?
Well, what did I watch? We had family movie night. I wrote it down this week. Where'd it go? Boop. So my wife and my daughter are in a play coming up.
Yeah.
And the play is going to be
Green Gables.
It's going to be School of Rock.
Fiddler on the Roof.
It's going to be School of Rock.
Million Ways to Die in the West.
School of Rock.
Human Centipede.
School of Rock? We watched School of Rock.
Okay.
Because the play they're going to be in is School of Rock.
Is that a good idea?
What a good idea.
Well, I know that like sometimes they, what's an example of there's been, you'll hear all the time that if they're like doing a retelling of a movie, right? Like, oh, we're doing a remake, or if a play, if like a big Hollywood Broadway production is doing Sound of Music, right? Then the first thing that the cast is all told is don't watch the movie.
Sure.
Because then you're just going to
try to recreate them.
You're just going to try to do that.
Yeah.
And we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're doing
Stop being Jack Black.
this.
Be
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Be your version of the character, Dewey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so they don't have that big of roles.
Okay.
So, well, my wife wasn't with us this weekend. She was away with some friends. So
she's not playing Dewey.
She's not playing Dewey. Okay. No. No.
That'd be great.
But it's just a fun, like, and the show that they're in is a full on musical,
right?
Where School of Rock
not so much
has a musical number at the end and some songs, but not really musical numbers in the middle. So it was just a fun film for yeah. It was, so my boys kept about halfway, 2/3 through, were just like, oh, they started playing with toys in the back.
They lost interest.
Yeah, but Ada really liked it. She loved it. And then I watched some more One Punch, because One Punch Man is freaking awesome.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah. I just love. Well, if you're not big into anime, which you're not,
I'm the opposite of big into anime. I'm big not into anime.
A lot of the comedy of it will be missed, right? Because
sure,
a lot of anime, especially a shonen style anime, is all about power progression.
Okay,
your main character is trying to get stronger, and they come up against an opponent who's stronger than them. So they have to unlock some new ability or power or whatever in order to overcome.
Right.
And then that storyline ends because they defeated that bad guy, but now there's another one. So this one's hilarious because he beats everybody literally with one punch.
Right.
And he's gotten so strong that he's disappointed that nothing is a challenge. And the comedy in that and kind of the parody of those shonen style animes is so good. Yeah, I liked it. And then yesterday was Wednesday. Tuesday night, and my wife and I were watching Rookie, and we found, as I was kind of scrolling to find Rookie on Disney Plus, I saw, oh crap, they've got this cartoon that I watched when I was in college called Fillmore. And I was like, oh, Ada's got to watch this.
Yeah.
So do you know Fillmore? Are you familiar with Fillmore?
The hall monitors.
Yes.
But it's like a buddy or like a cop.
But it's like it's
procedural cop show.
It's also like a parody.
Yeah.
But it takes itself very seriously, and all the characters take it very seriously, like it's an actual cop film.
Oh yeah, the
cop show.
The even though they're all kids, the like chief is kind of this like tired over it, grizzled chief.
He's like, if you solve this case before the weekend, because I gotta go fly fishing with my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so good. There's only one season. It blew my mind when I realized that.
Yeah.
But
I remember that back in the day.
It was a good show. It was fun.
Yeah.
So I watched that with first episode of that with my daughter.
Cool.
And that was all I watched.
Cool.
What have you watched?
One
Punch.
Yeah, watched an episode of that.
Did you watch the intro or did you skip through it?
No. I watched.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You got to give that to animes. Their intros to their shows go so freaking hard with the music. They're so good.
Yeah, but it's like I can see myself enjoying that twice, and then I'd be skipping it after.
I mean, you do that with almost every show.
No.
What show do you sit through the intro for? That isn't like a 3-second thing because it's built for streaming.
I always watch previously on, even if we're sitting down to watch like 3 in a row.
Previously on is not an intro, though.
No, but
I'm talking about like the opening intro to a show.
I mean, not all shows have big, lengthy intros.
Not anymore.
No, but even like...
Well, that's fallen off.
Well,
You're going to have to hold that now.
Just fell apart.
You're going to have to... is it going to stay? No, you're going
to
have to fiddle with that while you talk, or I'll talk and you can fiddle with it.
Yeah, you talk.
And yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk about intros, man. You know what else? You know what other intro hits really hard? Power Rangers. Oh, that guitar riff in Power Rangers is insane. So good. What else? It's mostly Asian inspired stuff that I think hits hard. A lot of North American stuff doesn't. X-Men's not bad. X-Men the animated series. That's pretty good. What else? This is awkward. I'm not good at this solo thing.
Talk through what's happening.
So our mics are on a boom arm, and the boom arm comes down to a little clamp that clamps onto the table.
Oh, well.
And there's not a lot of lip on the table for it to clamp to. and Brady's clamp has just fallen right off. So he's got to he's got the boom arm in his lap while he's trying to reattach the clamp.
You got it here now.
He thinks he's got it. Looks like he's got it a lot closer to himself now, though. He's gonna be super awkward because he's gonna be like, I'm not used to this.
This is where it used to be.
Is that where it used to be? He says it now, but
this is where I always used to have it. Yeah. So this actually feels better.
Feels close to
no,
home.
not all shows. I mean, animated shows. I watched through the whole. I watched through the whole thing for animated shows. But then even older shows, right? Like Supernatural. Supernatural only it'd be like.
Yeah, there's a few
And then
older
it would
shows
disappear.
that are built for TV that
you're
have
like,
short
great.
ones too.
Great. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Title card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched one episode of One Punch. Meh. Continuing our Conjuring universe thing, we watched The Nun 2. Haven't we hit a little? We would have watched more of them by now, but we life just kind of happened, and it was like, well, we're busy this night, and you're busy that night, so
Life.
And then Brianne and I have gotten back into. We're firing up the old choo-choo train here. We started watching The Simpsons again. Because remember we were like working through The Simpsons?
You didn't start over, did you?
No. But it was funny because we figured out where we had left off, and then discovered that where we left off was like half a season out from being able to watch the movie, which was kind of like something we had been working
Apparently
towards.
there's another movie coming out.
There is a Simpsons movie 2 coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Weird. I haven't watched The Simpsons in ages.
Isn't that wild?
Didn't Homer and Marge get divorced and then get back together or something?
No idea.
I feel like that was a thing a few years back.
So we've watched that. We watched 2 episodes of that. The other thing, we've kind of been doing this weird. So Brianne had never seen an episode of Family Guy. Ever.
Not the worst thing in the world.
And her opinion was, I don't think it's not for me. But then every time we would find a reel or a clip or whatever, I would show her a clip on YouTube of this one Family Guy bit would pop into my head. And I'd be like, oh, you got to see this. She'd be laughing at it. Yeah.
But that's pretty, that's the premise of that show. That whole show is just clickbait shots and bits.
In the beginning, it is. It moves away from that.
I don't know. I mean, for everything I've seen of it, the episodes don't have great coherent storylines or a through narrative through the episode.
Oh, they definitely do.
They have a little bit of something to carry a bit of a plot, but it's not like comparing it to something like The Simpsons.
Being in the middle of watching them right now, I would say they're pretty. It is pretty comparable because yes, there's those little cutaway gags, remember that time you did this, and then it cuts away to a little.
Does that a lot.
It maybe does it 6 times per episode.
That's a lot for a 30-minute episode,
and each one is an average of 5 to 10 seconds.
It's still
long.
A lot for a 30-minute episode.
It's a minute in total of the 22-minute runtime. You still have 21 minutes to tell the rest of your coherent story. It really doesn't feel like, yeah. Anyways, so that's what we watched. Speaking of movies that are coming, so Simpsons 2, that's exciting. Not only is the second Simpsons movie coming, but they're because they're in season 37 right now. The Simpsons got renewed through season 40. And it's just like,
Yeah. A show that won't die.
but no, I got to tell you this before we wrap up, because this is wild. This is one of the craziest things that have ever happened in film production history. So next year, we're supposed to be getting, or we are getting, a Michael Jackson biopic.
Okay.
Starring Michael Jackson's nephew is playing Michael.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And obviously it's going to be real Oscar Beatty and what, like it's going to be
Yeah.
hopefully an amazing film. So go back a number of years when the studio approaches the Jackson estate for the rights to make the film. They make the deal that, we want to make a film. The Jackson estate grants them the rights to the film, right? Yeah, go ahead, make the film. They go out and they shoot this film. They end up with close to 4 hours of footage.
Okay.
And so then they decide that it's actually going to be 2 films. We're going to break this up, right? We're going to do like up until Thriller comes out. We're going to do everything right up until he becomes international super sensation. And then the second half, part 2, will be now living in that fame.
Right.
So great. Then all of a sudden, after this is all shot, we're moving into post-production. And all of a sudden, it comes to the attention of the Jackson estate that, without naming names, that there was a settlement between the Jackson estate and a family at some point in the past.
Okay.
You can imagine what that settlement
Sure.
might have been about or for or whatever, right? And in that settlement, there was a legal agreement that our family, and this one specific member of the family especially, cannot be depicted in any future imaginings of or tellings of anything.
Right.
And so the Jackson estate reaches out to the studio and go, "Oh, hey, by the way, we forgot to tell you,
This person can't be in your film.
You can't have anyone playing this character in your film." To which the studio says, "Well, that's like 60% of what we've shot."
So now we have one film again.
Well, not even, because you can't just necessarily you can't just take all the scenes out that have this person in and still make the film feel cool.
It won't
so they
flow.
did. They're like, okay, well, now we're going to do one film, but then I guess while editing, and they just couldn't. They're like, this isn't good anymore because it doesn't. So it's all up in the. We supposedly still have a Michael Jackson film coming next year. I'm guessing it's going to get delayed.
The Michael Jackson film has become like the Michael Jackson music vault. Have you heard this about the Michael Jackson music vault?
No.
So apparently Michael Jackson was such a prolific and like insatiable songwriter.
Yeah.
That there's a vault of his unreleased music.
Oh yeah.
And there's like apparently enough music and songs in there that we could have like new Michael Jackson films or albums for like the next 50 years.
Yeah. Which I'm sure
something absurd,
they'll probably,
something absurd like that.
Yeah. They'll probably slowly release stuff.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are probably pretty rough, so they'd probably need a lot of work, but
they make a shit
that's
ton
the
of money,
rumor
though.
that I've heard.
You know what Michael Jackson did own, right?
His own Ferris wheel?
No, music-wise.
Thriller?
He owned the Beatles catalog.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, he bought the entire Beatles catalog. So like all the Beatles, like
What?
Hey Jude and all that stuff, it's owned by the Jackson estate because Michael Jackson bought them all. Because the Beatles are broken up, right? And Michael Jackson was like, I'll give you however, like,
I'll give you $1 million.
oh, it'd be more than that. But like, yeah, whatever it was. Let's see real quick if I can find just what he paid for it.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna buy
Never would have
all the
that.
Beatles music.
Man,
How much did Michael Jackson? Yeah, I mean, this is the wild thing. How much Michael Jackson earned $600 million last year. Guy's been dead for 2 decades. Decade and a half.
The estate made that much. Yeah.
How
That's
much
so freaking insane. Dead dude made more than I'm ever going to make in my lifetime.
combined? Yeah. You and your wife combined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay for the Beatles catalog. $47.5 million to purchase the publishing rights to the vast majority of the Beatles catalog. Yeah. In 1985, he did it. The purchase of 85. The 4,000 song catalog.
I was a year old when he bought that catalog.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways.
That feels like some shallow foresight from the Beatle members who were still alive at the time.
How so?
Like, those are their songs that they could have continued to make royalties and money on.
Yeah, but I mean,
Instead, they took one big paycheck.
Yeah, but there were so many riffs, and none of them could agree, and it's easier just to sell. And you know, like Ringo and McCartney are both still making music.
Yeah.
So they make money off that now.
Sure, I guess.
Thank you for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter listed all down below. We have a Patreon page where you can support the show, get some perks in return, and just feel like, hey, you know what? I'm not a freeloader.
Yeah.
I'm not just listening for free. I'm not just enjoying entertainment and not getting anything in return.
You can participate.
Yeah, if you support us on Patreon, you join our Discord.
Yeah.
And sit and chat and
debate. We're talking about another show format.
Possible, yeah. We're literally like workshopping new episodes, new content on Discord right now. So that's a fun place to be. And we have merch.
Crap you can wear. I censored myself for
that's
you.
That's the tagline. If you and I ever open a clothing store together, which we would never do, I would never. I mean, we do this podcast. I was about to say I would never go into business with you. But I would never go 50-50 on a business with you. I would never not give you at least 49% or less of something.
You'd need to be majority shareholder.
Or you would need to be majority shareholder and I would just work there. Right. I would be like, just because we would not, you'd be like, I think we should bring this product in. And I would not agree.
Right.
At all.
I see where you're going. Okay. Yeah. You
know what's really big in July? Snowboards. No, Carl, stop.
If I were to do a business nowadays, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It'd be digital.
There's a small part of me. If I were to ever just be like, you know what, I'm going to take out a massive loan and I'm just going to like go and make a run of something. There's worse routes to go than a food truck. A well-parked food truck?
Yeah.
You can do worse.
Yeah, well, it'd be a kind of low-cost investment for if you've got your head in the clouds about wanting to be a restaurateur.
Like the guys doing street meat downtown Toronto, very low overhead.
Yeah.
And they make a killing. The Jays game lets out, concerts let out.
Yeah.
They sell out every night.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was thinking clothing, like, because the markup on clothing's insane.
Can be, yeah.
Like if you do it right, then you could make a killing on clothing.
Yeah. Because people, especially if, like, you can say, oh, it's like locally, like you can sell premium, like this is organic materials and it's all pesticide free and it's all, you know, whatever.
Yada, yada, yada.
People will pay a shit ton of money for that in the right, maybe not up in our area so much, but down in the city, you do well.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
No.